Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about performative femininity and why you don't need it. So for me, performative femininity is essentially performing, femininity that is performing. For me, the way that this showed up was acting feminine instead of being in my feminine energy. They are two different things. So being in your feminine energy and acting in a feminine way because you think that's what people expect, so they can think that you're a feminine woman. And yes, girl, yes, you know what I'm talking about. They are, first of all, they're coming from two different places. And one of the things that I noticed why I was doing it was because I was learning about feminine energy work, and I loved it and I could relate to it, but I noticed that there will be situations where I'm triggered into being in my masculine, or I'm in a situation that requires me to be in my masculine energy. And in those situations, I will still want to act feminine. And this is why I like inner work, because when I started doing my inner work, my body, she would call me out. She would be like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you acting? She would call me out. And I noticed that the more I did my inner work and healed, there was no need. There was no need to act or perform in a certain way. I just had to be me. What you see, it is what it is, right? And the key thing about that was that it changed my life in a way that I had never experienced. It made me know that whatever version of me is being animated or embodied in the presence of other people, it is acceptable and it is loved. Like literally loving all parts of you. So understanding and recognizing as you're starting this journey is, do you feel that push and that drive to always act in a feminine way because you feel like if you are acting as you are in that period and you're being true to your authentic self, you feel that it may not be accepted because people have started seeing you as a feminine woman, and so if you just once this time just act other than that, then they're going to judge you, right? If you're actually having those feelings, it's my goal that this video helps you recognize it, number one, and number two, it's not necessary. So in my previous videos, I've talked about ranges. I've talked about flavors. This is one of the joys of womanhood, is that we have so many flavors. So many. Like there are over 100 flavors. Over 1,000 or 1,000,000 or infinity. Okay, maybe. And so understanding that at any point in time, what version of you is being expressed is acceptable and is true to you is important. So one of the very first tips that I would say and suggest why you don't need to perform and act feminine is because, first of all, there's no one flavor of femininity. There are different flavors, and it is related to how you're feeling in that moment and what energy you are embodying. So embrace it. Love it. Understand that you are this beautiful being that has these different facets to her, which makes you even more intriguing to other people, whether you like it or not. So embrace that and feel comfortable in being you as a woman. The second thing that I would say why you don't need it or why you don't need to perform is that when you truly do your inner work, you're going to remove the conditioning that I talked about. So wanting to act feminine so people can accept you, you're going to remove that conditioning. And when you remove that conditioning, you don't have to act feminine. It's just what it is for you. When you're in that space, you will feel and be in your feminine energy. It just feels natural. Feels natural, doesn't feel forced or anything like that. So do your inner work so that you don't have to perform. And the second thing is embrace it. Embrace whatever flavor your inner girl is calling out to you at that specific moment. All right, so the third thing that I would say why you don't need to perform and act feminine is because you are more interesting and more intriguing when you are you. See, don't you get bored when you're watching this character in a movie who's just one way? Like, she's all nice and sweet all the time? Or don't you get bored when a character is all bad girl, I'm a bad girl, I'm a boss all the time? Like, it's like, yawn, I'm bored. What else? Right? You're more, when you are somebody who's comfortable in embodying whatever flavor you feel at that moment, you become more interested. Like, you become more magnetic because people can see you in that state, and they're like, if she is accepting of all her flavors, then that means that she's going to accept me too for whoever I am. And so people feel drawn to that. And there's this thing about a very confident, yummy, juicy, delicious woman when she steps into her room and she's just like, this is me, whether you like it or not. We stare at her, we're like, man, I wish I could be, I want to be like her. I want to have what she's having. I'll have that, right? We are just naturally drawn to that, right? So it's a wonderful thing when you're able to embrace all your flavors and allow yourself be you in that moment without needing to perform, because like I said, it makes you more magnetic, it makes you more intriguing, it makes you more interesting. You will find that you attract more things to you because people will be drawn to you, opportunities will be drawn to you, whether you like it or not, and you will feel happy internally because you're being you. You're not denying who you are. You are accepting all of you in its state, in its natural form. All right, so a final note to you, my ladies, is that if, as in the course of your journey, you do feel triggered to perform and act feminine, hey, you know what? That's okay. We've all been there. Feel the thing, let it pass through you, and just become aware, right? Become aware of the situations or places or people that trigger that part of you, and work through that. Do the inner work to release the conditioning that's telling you have to do it, and embrace it. Don't judge yourself. Be kind and have empathy towards you, and most importantly, enjoy the journey because it is so worth it. All right, ladies, I hope you enjoyed the video. I do have more content coming out related to this, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, I will see you in my next video.